You are here to work. Are you also here to trade? I have much to show. Look, do not touch. See you again. Perhaps.
Pheasants and chaos. Imagine my surprise when it took you so long to find your way here. I see the miasma surrounding our islet certainly did not hinder you. Well, here you stand, in the flesh, so to speak. And a finer collection of corpusculae I never have seen. I trust you are not opposed to a mutually beneficial accord between civil and gentle persons. Ah, a curious mind. A most glorious creation. I am here at the behest of my master to offer you a simple exchange. An offer of aid for the promise of aid. The epitome of civil reciprocity. You and he possess a common foe. The power behind the Voidwoken has made our lives hell, so to speak. Since the Divine Order unleashed Death Fog against the Black Ring and those darling woodland creatures. And as the gods have shirked their duty, perhaps we could come to a mutually beneficial arrangement pertaining to both of our objectives. Indeed, I can offer you the source channel that you seek forthwith, as a gesture of good faith. Indeed, the creatures that strut about this realm so often do. Very well. I can see them straining against your lips. Unleash them, Godwoken. Ask your questions. My master's identity is of no practical consequence in this matter. You need concern yourself with nothing barring the truth that my master always honors his vows. Your smoldering, half-demon pet can attest to that. One may ask, one may inquire, but one should be eternally wary of what one demands. And one should heed that twicefold for information like this. There is power in names, power far, far in excess of your mortal limits. I'll not deliver that power unto him. Have your ears been found defective, or do you simply lack the wit to comprehend? I will not speak that name. Why, the only thing you truly desire. Or certainly the only thing you truly need. I will reveal unto you the location of the Council of Seven. My master has dealt with many of your ilk. Small-minded creatures with a hunger for power, out to save themselves or loved ones or the world, some fantasy or another. But all are willing to strike a covenant if it means their success. One was even willing to give up the location of this council to earn my master's boon. How felicitous that you merely have to spill a little blood to earn the same. Because it is expeditious to do so. My master would have this isle cleared as quickly as possible.
The lizard looks about to make sure no one else can hear, leans in and whispers conspiratorially.
And if you are to become the new divine, I would much rather be an ally than a foe. After all, the power you wield will be as a great sword to my master's butter knife. There are legions that would follow you, myself included. Your power would be unfathomable. Assuming, of course, you take it for your own. She is the one that comes to me, helm in hand, in a sad attempt to beg and snivel her way out of previous and quite binding contracts. Alas, I am not at liberty to say more. My master values privacy above all else. He would not take it kindly if he discovered I had been indiscreet. My master has been troubled by the presence of the Void as it creeps ever forward, encroaching on areas in which he himself once ruled supreme. None more so than this island. There is a tree at this island's core which has special significance to my master. Think of it as hallowed, sacrosanct ground. But the black ring maggots writhe all about its trunk. And you will exterminate these termites. It is simplicity itself, in truth. An excellent decision, decisively delivered. It is indeed within my ingenuity to grant such a boon. Understand, Godwoken, that source abounds in all things.
The lizard's hand lashes out, the palm landing flat on your forehead. You feel a cold pain start to spread across your skull, but deep within you, something stirs.
There is neither enigmatic lore nor magical jewel required to open the channels of Source. It is enough to seize it with sufficient force of will, to know that all creatures are nothing but Source and vain hope.
You feel the pull of a far-off connection. You feel the dungeon, the red organic tendrils binding you. Your ears are filled with screams, and you're surprised to find they are your own. Cold pain shoots through your veins, sharp and quick, but cleansing. You can feel your body opening up, filling with the promise of power as your ability to channel Source swells. The far-off connection fades, as do the screams. You feel empty, hungry, powerful.
Somewhat more roused, are you, Godwoken? It is such delicious vivication. Now, tell me, is there anything further in which you yearn to be enlightened?
Feels like there's fire in my blood. I never imagined such power.
Once more, you feel your soul expand with raw Source. Deep inside, your visitor calls for you again. You should perform the Meister's ritual one last time, here or in Siva's vault.
The tree is surrounded, and the Advocate has us skipping stones.
Shh. Dark words should not sully those honeyed lips. All will be well.
You have a lot of faith in these promised outsiders.
Keeping it together, Bree.
You have a duty.
Opening the door, you see there is no Blackroot, but you do find another knife and ritual bowl behind a pickled, void-woken feet.
Not long to go now, I'm sure of it. Do you have it? Do you have the book I seek? Do you have it?
Cold and poison.
As you suck the smoke deep into your lungs, your vision starts to swim. As the world fades away, you lose all sense of being grounded. You reach out.
Where have you been? In case you hadn't noticed, Losa darling, the void is here. It's the void. Nothing is safe from it. I can see that you're ready to move on, though. You've done what you needed to do. Finally. We're headed to a place called the Nameless Isle, though place is perhaps a simple word for it.
The thing places a hand over your heart, and you suddenly feel it. An unmistakable pull in a new and distant direction.
Remember, Losa, what comes next is for you, and you alone. If another Godwoken surpasses you, you'll have no control over what comes next. You'll have to fight. Fight with everything you have. Everything we have. But I will be with you. I will guide you. Stand by you. I will watch as you drink from the wellspring, and as its source surges into you. The void will be overcome, and you will be the god of gods. And I'll be right there with you.
You jolt back to the world, stumbling forward. Dark smoke surrounds you, hanging in the air like black fog. This feels wrong. The Meister's cry cuts through the haze. You look up just in time to see what steps out of the shadows. ready.
Woken. Damnable bloody void woken. Well, that's that. I always knew I'd die for Rivellon. I just didn't expect it was going to be in a small basement. In Driftwood, of all places. At least now you know where to go. I was dying anyway. The Magister's purging made certain of that. I should probably send the Void a thank you bouquet. At least they were efficient about it. No. Today my death is not important. All that matters is that you find Malady and tell her the location of the Council. Just be wary. She is immensely powerful, and she is on our side. But she will not be pleased about, well, my parting. She may ask you to honor an old bargain that I had struck with her. Do not accept. Her business is with me, and me alone.
She glances at her body once more, a grim look on her face.
You need to go, Godwoken. But I have one last request. My last wish, as it were. I want a statue. Something modest. A simple piece of marble and gold on the steps of the cathedral, glaring out over arcs.
Meister Siever's shoulders slump, a tired, melancholic grin on her muzzle.
I would have liked to see that city again. Just once more. Give them hell, Godwoken.
It seems to be the code to a safe. Better hang on to this.
Lucky find.
I know you have all the time in the world, but that may be no more than 10 minutes. Speak to Malady at once. The Well of Ascension, I must assume. You'll find the wellspring there. An ingress into which the endless ocean of source flows. Drink of it, Godwoken, and you will be divine.
worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Buying or selling? Capital. Good luck to you.
Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Keeping it together, Bree.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Hear ye! Hear ye! Divine order to march against the ancient empire!
Keeping it together, Bree.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Culprits still at large!
Protect against food
Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Hear ye! Hear ye!
Keeping it together, Bree.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
Insubordination!
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Hear ye! Hear ye! Divine order to march against the ancient empire!
that will protect against food wiping.
I can turn aside fire, cold and poison. But void walking, God knows what stop those beasts. Couch stealing sin.
Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Alexander was slain by singers! Culprits still at large!
Keeping it together, Bree.
Hear ye! Hear ye! Bishop Alexander was slain by singers! Culprits still at large!
Glad to see you well. Anything more?
Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Justinian executes two
Then
dozen
don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
nation!
If I don't come visit...
Until later, then.
Wouldn't you like to know?
There's a lot of coal for the junk you sell, then.
Smells worse over here than
Back
a
for a
dozen...
return visit? Have at it. Got yourself situated.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Keeping it together, Bree.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
Yep.
Safe among friends. Never forget it.
Glad to see you well. Anything more? Until later, then.
How you holding up?
Back again, eh? It's free to fair travels, friend.
Yes. Keeping it together, Bree. You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
There you are, Losa dear. How goes the hunt? The one and only. And has he agreed to take a look into that very lovely, very demonic mind of yours? Well, nothing's free in life. Hop along now. I have business of my own to attend to.
Her eyes suddenly flash with fury, then fade back to normal.
We'll discuss this later. Now, if you'll excuse me.
And screams, and screams, and never stops to screams. The roots quake, and my bones quiver, and still the screaming. The tree, the tree, the tree. The tree's the girl, and the girl's the tree. And she screams, and screams.
one of them. Those whites are hypocrites. Every last one of them.
Do these three really need to be killed? They could still serve the Order well.
And she has ordered them dealt with. Every last one of them.
Do these three really need to be killed? They could still serve the Order well.
And she has ordered them dealt with. Those whites are hypocrites. Every last one of them. Silence. It is not for you to question orders. This is what she was looking for. She... Those whites are hypocrites. Silence. It is not for you to question orders. Dallas found what she was looking for, and she has ordered them dealt with.
Together, Bree. I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much. You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
Buying or selling? Capital. Good luck to you.
Don't come visit your ton. Who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Cold steel. You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Buying or selling? Capital. Good luck to you.
Keeping it together, Bree. I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much. You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Ready for a grieving beggar?
Glad to see you well. Anything more?
Not in any mood to talk about it.
Your fish sticks as a void. What kind of rat would sell such filth?
The kind that don't fancy starving like the rest of this town. It's all well and good for you with your rations.
Until later, then.
Keeping it together, Bree.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Glad to see you well. Anything more?
Hear ye! Hear ye! Divine order to march against the ancient empire!
Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar. Until later, then.
Do anything that will protect against Broadway.
I can turn aside fire, cold and poison.
Who will?
But wide woken. God knows what'd stop those beasts.
Cold steel it is, then.
Keeping it together, Bree. I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much. You're safe among friends. Never forget it. How you holding up?
Not in any mood to talk about it.
Tell me, you heard any news?
Nothing good to protect us.
Aye. Yes, yes.
Keeping it together, Bree. I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much. You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Oh, don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit you, Ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Keeping it together, Bree.
Of the void. What kind of rat would sell such?
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about
Kind
it
that
too
don't
much.
fancy starving.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
It's all well and good for you with your rations. We've got to take what we can get.
Keep talking, Wolf, and you'll end up eating sawdust from a cell floor.
How you holding up?
Not in any mood to talk about it.
Have you anything that will protect against Broadway?
I can turn aside fire, cold and poison. But wide woken. Friends, never forget it. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Oh, don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
I don't come visit you.
Nothing good. Boys wiping are everywhere. Thank the divine you're here to protect us.
You're safe among friends.
Here I still am, and here you still are. Adrift in bloody driftwood. Yes?
In short, travel west in search of a dwarven base of operations in the treacherous Reaper's Bluffs.
Should any such place exist, it would be very opportune indeed should you stumble across any correspondence between Lohar and Queen Justinia. Can't describe it to you any plainly than that.
much.
You're safe among
I'll call this place Plank by Plank. I'll find him.
What is it? I'm gonna wind up out of my ear if they think I'm spending...
The dwarf grimaces and...
Whatever's wrong with these fish is causing a lot of hardship for a lot of folk. I want to figure out what's happening. Kind of you to offer. Very kind.
Keep pestering me and I'll shut...
He glances up, recognizes you.
You're still here. Try not to be. If any of you see so much as a rat's hair out of place, you tell the Magister...
Well now, how's my favorite Godwoken? An old lone wolf colleague of mine in disguise, Callow. He's hunting Godwoken, but don't worry. I didn't tell him our little secret. Poor fellow'd have an attack of the bloody flux if he knew what was really going on.
Ifan bites his lip and laughs.
That'll be tough for you to say without any teeth. But be my guest. Give it a whirl. Don't worry. I'm not going to hand you in for the bounty. Sure, you could do the very same to me. I think we should know who hunts us and why. Just play it cool. We go in, we get answers, we leave. Nothing more to it than that.
From the glint in his eye and the wicked smile he wears, you can tell he speaks in jest.
All right. It has the potential to get messy. Very messy indeed. But I've got your back if you've got mine. I'm from the deserts of Mezd originally. My parents died when I was very young, no more than a cub. They were spice merchants, killed by bandits as we were trading on the forest roads. The elves nearby saved me afterwards. They found me hiding in a wagon and they took me in.
Ifan bites his lip, hard enough to draw blood.
They were my home until I was old enough to join the Order. Mother Melody always said I'd have a hard life. She saw it as fact, since I was born under the waxing moon. Ah, a lively one. Generous and high-spirited. Good thing we get to make our own choices and live our own lives. Damned if we'll be bound by the skies.
Ifan raises an eyebrow and folds his arms, looking every inch the man you'd hate to run into in a dark alley at night.
Of course I'm afraid of things. Heights, the dark, even spiders, truth be told. I just do things anyway. The fear doesn't go away, but my body is used to the rush by now. Keep going long enough and, well, the intensity is how you know you're alive.
Looking at him, you are struck by the ease with which he lives in his body. His long, lean frame is relaxed, but his hands fidget, dexterously twirling a coin between each finger. He hums gently to himself. He turns to you in surprise. Seeing the look in your eyes, he freezes like a deer before carriage lanterns. A blush rises above the line of his sharp cheekbones.
I don't even know how to begin to say what I want to say to you, but you bring quite some mess into my life, and I like it.
He grins, bashful, and turns back to studiously dancing the coin between his fingers.
Under lock and key.
Hair out of place, you tell the Magisters. Then we can get them out, and you can get back to work. See so much as a rat's hair out of place, you tell the Magisters. Then we can get them out, and you can get back to work. As a rat's hair out of place, tell the Magisters. Then we can get them out, and you can get back to work.
Thanks again, stranger. You made my day.
Careful. I've spotted a trap.
Back off, pigeon!
The enormous...
Didn't hear me the first time, parrot. If you won't pay...
The spirit of the dwarven battle mage gazes upon the mutilated body that once housed her. As you approach, she turns confused eyes on you. She stares uncomprehendingly at your outstretched hand, slowly raising a bewildered gaze to meet your eyes. She stares, and you feel yourself drawn into the mesmerizing source pools of her eyes. With a jolt, her life flashes before your eyes. You become her in her prime, battling a felled magister in a deserted clearing. Electricity crackles from your fingers as you advance upon the magister. The Magister is part of something dark, something cruel, something that goes against the very fabric of your being. All bets are off. Merciless, you attack her with spell and blade. As her warm blood spurts to cover your face, you are sated. A satiety you would never speak of, a satiety that momentarily fills the emptiness within you. Wait, who are you? You can't remember. You are thrust out of the spirit's memories and back into your own sovereign mind. You see the spirit of the dwarven battle mage before you, eyes downcast now. Pinched of face and stern of...
Welcome to the House of Rallick. What brings you this? This is the home of Rallick on Earth.
She nods, satisfied. The spirit keeps glancing back. A difficult task since his shoulders are tense as iron.
How can I help? If I knew the way, I'd shout until every god heard me.
The chronicler puts his head in his hands, collapsing in silent defeat.
We'll keep her distracted while you get close. Go on then, if you're going.
She gives you a steady look that tells you she's... He spares you but a glance. Fury twists her face. She looks haunted, ready to fight or flee. Anger flares in her.
I'll die and be reborn. I shall not be collared. I shall not be kept. I shall be reborn.
Watch out! She's dying, but she's opening a portal as she goes!
Prepare yourself. Hurts, doesn't it?
Prepare yourself.
Prepare yourself!
you
It does not respond to my touch. There must be a way to activate it.
How fares the hunt, my friend? May you want...
The creature turns to you.
Hey, want some gold? Set us free. I'll give you what you want after you set us free. No! Set us free! Set...
Careful now. It lies.
Maybe the river could be crossed on that.
The squirrel's mouth is too full. As the squirrel speaks, one fat acorn plops out of its... The squirrel grasps...
Don't be casting your long shadows around here, mister. Rivellon's not for your kind.
Before you lies a primitive altar to the Seven, apparently constructed during a bygone era. The stones appear to be just that. Apart from a few faded red stains across the topmost slab, nothing unusual but gentle heat warms your hand. The air stirs, as though someone had appeared and taken a seat upon the altar. A voice rises around you, its source unclear. Fractured whispers surround you. God woken. The word flutters against your ear. You are my champion. You cannot fail. A jolting sensation pierces your heart. As the shock fades, you realize you've absorbed a modicum of source, seemingly from the air around you. The whispers shuffle away, and the air shifts. Whatever was here a moment ago is gone now.
The trial remains incomplete. Winter shudders with ice and snow. Autumn rumbles, the sky lit aglow. Summer burns, air fiery.
From somewhere within the totem of
Winter, that armors our forest home in ice and snow. Let it make our enemies stumble and fall, and make them easy meals for our spears.
the totem stares ahead. The totem stands dormant. The totem looms over you. Its lifeless eyes seem...
These river guys will shoot you through if you get too close. I'm gonna try and slip through the back way myself. I like a river challenge.
It's the waiting that gets you.
Here lies a loyal man who wished to remain anonymous. Here lies Jonah Freed, lifelong woodsman.
Careful. I've spotted it.
grim-faced guard raises his weapon as you approach, then stops short and quickly bows respectfully.
If and been mezd, as I live and breathe. Didn't think we'd be seeing you again so soon, sir. You wouldn't remember me, sir, but you saved my life at Tamber Brook. I still have the hanky where you stuck my big toe. He is. He'd be glad to see you, too. Glad as Roost gets, anyway. He's hoping you'll bring friends.
He winks at you so hard and so theatrically that one whole half of his face seems to squint.
Roost's upstairs in the big house there, sir. He's waiting for you. Reckon he's as eager to hear how you've been getting on as the rest of us.
Been here longer than normal.
Place makes a good base. Now we got money now.
Here, Mr. Ben Mezd, you're a killer and a good un. So tell me this. You ever tear a person's throat out with your teeth? No, sir. I've killed, you know, sir. I've killed. I killed an elf in that last raid, for one. Big brute of a moss muncher. Took her down as she ran away. I'll kill a godwoken next if I can. I'll take the contract as it comes, and I'll fear no godwoken.
That's if and been mezd, that is.
All right, boss man.
Handsome bastard, though.
Think anyone will know?
He draws his wands.
You don't know, did he? Alone.
You're in my space, stranger. Feel free.
Light crackles along the wands in a display of potential power. Point made. The sharpshooter turns from his silent watch over the mill and its approaches, and holds you in a steady regard. A thin, grim man carefully sands the end of a beautiful, unpolished longbow. He studiously avoids looking up as you approach.
Mind your way, sir. I'm not supposed to be trading with the other guests. Roost's orders. Ifan Ben Mezd. I've heard about you. Quite a lot, actually. I doubt very much Roost would mind if you had a look at my wares indeed. laughs and puts another fletching feather in his cap.
Maybe that's why I ain't landed a mark.
I killed him slow. Preserves the flavor.
I do not care.
You must be curious. He was like you. Imagine all those memories.
I have nothing to say to you.
You sure about that?
A massive man looms over a small elf, his hair a tangle of matted knots. Scars upon scars cross every inch of visible flesh, from his hands to his gnarled face. He slurps something into his mouth, thoughtfully chews for a moment, then spits it on the ground, where it lands with a sickly splat.
It don't work. For me, anyway. You try.
He offers her something round and slippery, like a wet, white marble in the palm of his hand.
I do not defile the dead.
Ain't you an elf?
We eat flesh to honor it, not to steal the secrets of the dead.
Secrets, they're no fun. Hurt someone.
Ifan clears his throat. Roost turns his face to you both and roughly wrenches the elf's jaw towards you as well.
Well, look at that, elf. The silver claw is back. Ifan, oh boy, you're losing your bloody touch. Your mark, Alexander, still draws breath, and my sources tell me he's headed somewhere called the Nameless Isle. I'll be setting sail there myself any day now to take him out. Your failure has put the reputation of all wolves at stake. But I suppose I might be swayed to forgiveness by the other little God-woken morsels you've brought me.
Stay away from the God-woken, Roost. They're mine.
Ifan steps between you and Roost, head high and hands wide.
I can't let you take them, Roost. You know me. You know you can trust me. So believe me when I say this is bigger than any contract.
That's not how it works. Let the rest of the world worry about right and wrong, good and evil. We've always had a narrower focus, and that's not about to change now. We've had good times, Ben Mezd. We've had bad times. But this is the best time of all. You, just dancing a contract right into my lap. What else are friends for?
Roost moves to lunge at you, but Ifan is quicker. With 2 steps and 3 stabs, he slows Roost down just long enough for you to draw your weapon.
The Divine Order? What the devil? The contract seems to predate Alexander's ascension, too.
I know you come for me again. I know you do. I know I only have to wait. My people come for me. My mother, Sarius, the others. They take me away from there. But then the wolves come. Roost Anlon. He takes me and they cannot stop him. I am fine. I am fine when I return to my people. Do we return now? To the others? My people wait for me nearby. I show you. I show you where they wait. I see them behind my eyes. We go there. They wait for us to return to them.
The surface of the mirror ripples with a sickly haze. As you gaze into its surface, the haze forms shapes, and the shapes jerk into a figure. You see the outline of a skull, perhaps once an elf, though the flesh has all but rotted from his bones. What remains is the flat, dull colour of sick. Behind him march ornately clad Black Ring. The picture flickers, fades, then returns in full relief. Beneath the din of the marching soldiers, or perhaps alongside it, a voice snags in your mind, like a fishhook in an open eye. It makes a demand. Tell it if you killed another Godwoken. The image strains and flickers again. Each time it comes into focus, an odd sensation tickles your head, like a small, many-legged creature were trying to wriggle its way in through your ear. The image flickers and fades to a hazy sheen once more, and the sensation vanishes. There's no denying what you saw. The Black Ring itself is hunting you, or at least paying others to do so. It's impossible to tell who might be working for them. You eye your companions.
Well, as a lone wolf with a standing contract to kill Godwoken, I trust you.
The isolated life may be safe, but it is painfully lonely. Wise or not, I trust you.
The spirit's chest heaves in short, hard bursts. Its face is pinched into a tight sneer, fists balled up at its sides. It falls to its knees and grabs its matted hair in 2 fists, then rips. The spectral mats break away and reappear.
Shove your questions. Swallow nails, you. You.
He catches a string of spittle with the back of his hand and wipes it away as a malevolent grin spreads over his face.
God did. Do us all a favour and go die. Does it matter? They won't stop. Not till they're all dead. You can be sure of that. They ain't what you think. They'll do anything to survive. You'll get what's coming to you. The good guy. Everyone's their own good guy.
He scratches at his scarred face with spectral nails, digging deep grooves that instantly vanish.
No.
The spirit's chest heaves in short. It falls to its...
You! I'll destroy you. I'll drink your blood. Shove your question. You'll get what's coming. You don't eat me. I eat you. I destroy you. You are nothing. You are shite under my shoe.
The surface of the mirror ripples with a sickly haze. As you gaze into its surface, you see the picture. It makes a demand. Tell it if you killed another Godwoken. The image strains and flickers again. Each time it comes into focus, the image flickers and... The surface of the mirror you see the picture. It makes a demand. The image strains and flickers again. The image flickers and...
If I could give you the biggest hug in the world, I'd give you the even bigger one. I love you.